Hi, I'm Kelly. Today I'm going to share 2 stories that begin the same way. Someone picked up something they shouldn't have and brought it home. The hike wasn't even planned. It was a lazy weekend, and a friend invited me to explore a trail on the outskirts of town. I don't usually go hiking, but I figured, why not get a little exercise? The trail wasn't too long, maybe a 3-hour round trip. Most of the path was just paved roads and rocky slopes. When we reached the second uphill stretch, we stopped to rest by a small grassy slope near a sharp bend. I was just zoning out, looking around, when I noticed something red peeking through the grass at the base of the hill. At first, I thought someone dropped a raincoat, or maybe trash. But when I went closer, I realized it was a bundle. A red cloth bundle. It was tied tightly, completely soaked through, with faded black patterns at the corners. Water had seeped through the fabric, staining the edges dark red. I crouched down to get a better look, and that's when my friend called out behind me.
Hey, don't touch that. It looks like some kind of ritual thing.
I hesitated, but then a thought crossed my mind. If I take a photo and post it online, this could go viral. Inside, I could feel it was just bits of string, maybe some torn paper, and what felt like ashes. I didn't open it, just tossed it into my backpack and brought it home. That night, after I showered and got ready to edit the photos, bang! My window flew open. I live on the 5th floor of an apartment building. And sure, the window lock's a little weak, but I definitely remember locking it earlier. I shut it again and jammed a wooden stick in for extra support. 15 minutes later, bang, again. This time, I was getting nervous. I looked outside. Nothing. Just a few lights on in the building across from me. No wind. Even the curtains weren't moving. But when I checked again, the wooden stick was still in place. And yet, the window had opened just a crack. From 11 p.m. onward, like clockwork, the same thing happened every 15 minutes. No matter how I locked it or wedged it shut, that window kept opening. Just a little. It creeped me out so much, I finally taped the entire window shut, then stuffed the red bundle into a storage box under the shoe cabinet. And guess what? The noise stopped. The next morning, drove to a tiny temple near my neighborhood and quietly placed it by the incense burner wall, where people sometimes leave joss paper or talismans. I didn't throw it in the trash. I didn't take any more photos. When I got home, I removed all the tape, and the window never opened on its own again. Sometimes I think maybe that red bundle was meant to stay on that mountain. Maybe someone put it there to seal something in. And by taking it, I brought something back that should have never followed me. A few months ago, I went exploring in a mountain area a friend had recommended. There used to be a grass sledding field there, but it's all abandoned now. The grass is taller than a person. No one really goes there anymore. I wandered off the path and ended up in a small clearing. There, stuck into the ground, was a handmade paper pinwheel, the kind you fold from stiff old cardstock. Even though there was barely any wind, it was spinning. Fast. Unnaturally fast. I can't explain why, but I felt drawn to it. Maybe it was the nostalgic color of the paper. I figured it'd look cute, stuck into a potted plant on my balcony. So I brought it home, stuck it beside my rosemary pot, and forgot about it. 3 days later, my downstairs neighbor stopped me in the stairwell. She looked hesitant.
Sorry, but has someone been staying at your place recently?
I said no. I'd been working late and sleeping over at a friend's. She frowned.
I see. It's just around 4 a.m. yesterday. I got up to feed my baby and I saw someone standing on your balcony. They were really thin, just standing there, not moving.
I froze because I wasn't even home that night. I rushed back to check. The balcony door was locked, but the pinwheel, it wasn't spinning, even though there was wind. Lots of it. It sat still, like it had been glued down. I reached out to pull it up, and it felt cold. Ice cold, like metal. Then I noticed there were fingerprints on one of the blades. Oily, adult-sized prints, pressed clear as day into the paper. I didn't say anything, just wrapped the pinwheel in newspaper and threw it into the community trash bin. As I dropped it in, I heard a crack from the balcony behind me. The rosemary pot had fallen over. That night, I slept with the lights on, and in my dreams, I could hear footsteps, soft, deliberate, pacing just outside the balcony door. I moved the whole pot indoors the next day, covered the windows with blackout film. The neighbor never brought it up again. But some mornings, I still hear dry footsteps, like someone walking across old wood. These days, when I pass abandoned places and spot something strange, like a toy, a charm, or even a paper fan, I don't go near it. Not everything is meant to be picked up, especially the ones that seem like they've been waiting for someone to take them home. That's it for today's stories. Have you ever brought something strange home? Maybe a pendant, a doll, a photo, prayer beads, or just a scrap of paper from the sidewalk. Did anything weird happen afterward? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Like the story? Want more creepy tales like this? Hit like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow.